Hello. Hello. Ooh. I do have to turn the volume up on the microphone before the microphone works. Pro streaming tip for you. Welcome. This is the last stream where I write shader code, I promise. This time my head is doing a little better than yesterday, so hopefully I won't spin around in circles not figuring out how to do shaders. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Sounding very echoey. Ooh, okay. More streams than a Netflix show. Yeah. Ooh, it is really loud, isn't it? Let me listen to. Why is the audio so loud? I wonder if it's because has this changed? Output gain. Let me turn that down. Oh no, not that far. Okay. How does this sound? Probably too quiet. I think maybe I updated OBS and the default audio compressor settings have changed. Maybe. It's very echoey. I can reduce the echo by opening this door slightly. I do know that. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm having to use quite a lot of gain to get that sounds like there's a fan noise in the background. Yeah, I can hear it as well. I've enabled monitoring, and you're right, it does sound awful. Okay, let me do that. Well, that reduces that noise. Yeah, you're right. It definitely is. But now I'm really quiet, aren't I? Oh, am I definitely on the right? Hang on. Does it pick the right microphone? Oh! Right. I think it's picked the wrong microphone device. I think that's what's happened. I think that might... Oh no. I think that still sounds awful, doesn't it? A bit better now? Hang on. I thought we'd fixed all of these issues. Okay, OBS, microphone input, Okay, yeah, here we go. If you want the truth, you have to open CubeKeyWGraph. Can't trust OBS. I've just told OBS, hey, you should use my microphone audio interface. And it says, you know what? No, I'm going to find a different USB microphone. I'm going to use that. Ooh, what if I do that? Ooh, ooh, right. How do I sound? Really quiet. I sound really quiet. Filters. Filters. Superb? Yeah, good. Is it actually loud enough though? A bit quiet. Yeah, okay. Right. I know I can fix quiet. Here we go. Here is the slider for fixing quiet. I've added 16 decibels. Is 16 too many? It might be too many. Excellent. Okay. And now I can mute all of those copies of myself that are making it awkward to speak. Okay, right. Now, I can get rid of this thing. Are you sure you want to remove issues? Yes. There we go. Right. Speaking of issues, right. So, ooh, no, that was a little bit too loud, wasn't it? Must try avoid speaking too loudly into the microphone. So, we have a curious issue going on. Rotating cube. Rotating a cube in your mind. Save this settings. Yeah, well, so I've actually gone back to the same settings that were saved previously. The problem was not the OBS settings, it turns out. No, nothing changed when I updated OBS. It continued working just fine. The problem was Linux audio. Because we have Pipewire now, and it fixes everything. And the way that it fixes it is by making it broken in different ways, actually. Yeah, for all of the previous streams, since the first one where I had all the technical issues, it's always just worked. It's like, oh, that's the microphone you were using before. It's still plugged in. I'll use that one. This time, no. It said, oh, I'm going to pick this random other microphone that you've got plugged in, which I think is built into my monitor. There's 4 input devices. I do not know what they all are. I've got 2 digital ones. Wait, 2 of them are on USB audio. No, they're all on USB, because TrueMix is also USB. I allegedly have 4 USB microphones plugged in. I think it's actually 2 different versions of 2 USB microphones. Anyway, I'm on the right one now. It's that one. So, which language are you shading the? Which language am I shading the coders in? I can read. Next technical issue. Lex fails to read. The shaders are written in GLSL. So that's this code. There's a bunch of to-dos in there. What is that? Is this an old version of the code? We cannot see the code you are talking about. Can't see any code. Oh yeah. What? Okay, new technical issue. Code window. Share window. That one. There we go. Now you can see the code. Wow, just all of the technical issues today. I can't blame that last one on Linux Audio. That's a different problem. That's a Wayland problem. The magic that is Wayland screen sharing. Is it Rust? It's so the main program is written in Rust, but the shaders are written in GLSL. So here's the shaders. They spiraled out of control. They were just inline in the Rust code, but now they're in a separate file because it's hundreds of lines long. The other thing that's weird is how do we do? Okay, I'm not sure that this has worked correctly. So, you're supposed to be able to see an entire cube on the screen right now. I don't know why it's just one face at a time. I have definitely fixed everything, but there's an old version of the thing running. Does Wayland mean the beginning of an era in which the Linux distro geniuses will rewrite the graphics layer every 10 years? Hopefully not. I feel like it's probably a lot harder to rewrite the graphics layer than it is to rewrite the audio layer. You know what? I think this is an old version. Oh, I've got that version running. Oh no. Oh, that's one that's annoying to kill as well, because that's running as my other user, not the one that I use for streaming. Oh, yes, that one's annoying to fix. Hang on. Wait a second. I need to fix another technical issue. Right, 1 second.
I don't actually know why this is happening. Rewriting the CPU layer. I mean, Apple's done that a few times. What did they started on PowerPC, moved to Intel, and then ARM. That's it. Sorry, Apple Silicon. It's not ARM. It's totally different. Definitely not ARM. So it seems to be running an older version of the code, and I am not sure why. Yeah, that's not right. What? Why? Why is this not the latest version? It's compiling the code. It's running the code. But it doesn't have the latest version of the code. Why? Why is that? Why is that? This is very confusing. Oops. Okay. 1 second. Okay, I've had to log in as my other user. Yes, I know. I'm typing in a different terminal window. One where I'm logged in as my normal user rather than my streaming user. So I'm trying to, because this works. This was working when I was fixing it yesterday evening. And now some of the changes that I've made have not appeared. So I'm trying to debug that. I've definitely got ChatGPT. No, I don't want to use ChatGPT. Definitely don't want to do that. This is an anti-AI YouTube channel. Nothing I create is created with AI. Grr. So this file, which I can have a look at in here as well. Yeah. That. See, that is there. That definitely exists. Why is that not working? Why is that not working? Why is it running the old version? Why is it running the old version? Okay, that's definitely ended that. Did this actually? It did, yeah. That's so weird. Okay. Oh, that needs to rerun as well. Okay. Hmm. Oops. Connection. There we go. Right. Does that work properly? Okay. Cube shader powered by coffee or pure chaos. I'm gonna go for pure chaos. On account of I don't actually drink coffee. I know that makes me weird. I'm very confused about why we're not seeing all of the other faces. This is very strange. This is very, very strange. We definitely should be seeing them. Have I commented anything out in here? Like, it's the same code. At least you get to see how that one face works correctly. Yeah, this to do animate these faces. Yeah, but that's not what. Does that look like this shader code? Have I no, that looks correct. That's the same. What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm only drawing I'm very confused. And then plus greater than or equal to 1. Or these are not adjacent to the twist face. Then do the rendering. Yeah. I'm sure that works on oh yeah, no, you can't see the screen again. Sorry about that. That's that is once again Wayland being helpful and saying, "Oh, you locked your screen." Well, surely that means you want to whoop. If I run that. Haha. Where are we? Output window. Pen selector. Ooh! Oh dear. It's all gone wrong. There we go. Now you can see that again. Yeah, I don't know why the screen share keeps failing. That one there is the one I want to share. There we go. So just to confirm that this is actually doing something. if, for example, if, for example, I was to make all of these faces no, let's be vec 4. I have to make all of these completely white. This should definitely be a completely different shader. Yeah, okay, fine. That works. So it is running this code. But why are there so many faces missing? What have I done wrong? Okay. It works when I'm logged in as my other user. I was not expecting this kind of technical issue today. So the ones it doesn't render. So I think we're in. If this face and npos is less than 1. Ooh. Nope, didn't take me to the right place. That's just the one for adding the debug arrows to the center face. This is also exposing a bug with that animation as well. I'm very confused. I'm very confused. Build, run, blah blah blah. npos is greater than or equal to 1. Or this is not adjacent. Is it that adjacent bit that's... Let me just get rid of all those conditionals for now. Presumably this is gonna... No. It's not rendering the whole cube. Why not? Why not? That's not the issue. This is incredibly confusing. I am going to have to switch back to the other user and see if I can see if there is something different. Bear with me 1 second. More technical issues. I'll be right back. Okay, it's wonderful. It's incredible. It's absolutely bonkers. Guess what the problem is. Guess what the problem is. You all have to guess. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. That's your clue. What is the problem? Makes no sense what the problem is. Can you figure it out? It is the latest version of the code. Exactly what's running. Commented out some code and forgot. Nope. No. So exactly the same code. So I switched to my other user. I ran the code. It worked exactly as I expected. And then I did one thing differently when I ran it. And suddenly I got the same weird behavior I'm seeing here. Guess what that change was? Right, so that... Sorry, I gotta fix the screen shares because they've frozen again because... la-di-da-di-da. Incremental build messed up. No, it was building correctly. Exactly the same binary. Let me fix this output screen. It's a little bit of a throwback to a previous problem. A little bit. And I have no idea what the fix is. What is the fix? Why? Yeah, okay. It's kind of related to OpenGL. There's your next clue. It's kind of related to OpenGL. So this, I believe, is the line that renders the other cells. Ooh, okay. Alright, that's still only rendering some of them. Tell you what, these are now the actual edge colors, so I can get rid of these. Those comments are nonsense now. So where are these supposed to be? Supposed to be set. So what if I okay, watch your eyes, there's going to be a lot of white on the screen. Aha! Okay, that's working. So it is able to render in those areas. Okay, spoilers incoming for what the problem is, or at least what the difference is between the two builds. Well, it's the same build, actually. It's exactly the same build. The problem is... Let's see if I can demonstrate this, actually, because that's... Right, let me run it properly without the big white areas. Okay, so there's what you're seeing normally. Now, watch as I remove this bit. Now, of course... bugger. Okay. Well... Let's put that to the background. And then do... where is it? Oh, no, I can't do this because it's going to end that version. Okay. I need to do... Not that, but I do want to do that. Wait, it's the cargo run command. Yeah, that one. But... No, not change the display. Yeah, just run it normally. If I just run it normally. There we go. Right. So now if I add an additional screen share on OBS, you will see why I'm having problems. There it is. Okay. Look at that. That's the same program both times. Hang on, let me resize it so that's the same size as that one. Yeah, roughly. Those are roughly the same size. On the right is X11. On the left is Wayland. Same executable. Exactly the same executable, but one of them connects to Wayland, the other connects to X11. So I guess slightly different OpenGL implementation somehow. Maybe one of them has picked a different version of OpenGL. Maybe I should have it print what version of OpenGL it's ended up using. It must be the same driver, right? How does OpenGL work on X Wayland? Does it just pass that through to Wayland? Does it say, hey Wayland, give me your OpenGL stuff? Probably not. I don't know. I don't know how X Wayland works. But it's entirely possible that whatever process it uses for deciding what version of the OpenGL API to use is different. I don't know. Who knows? What am I gonna do about it? I don't know. By all accounts, all of those other faces should be rendering properly, regardless of which system I'm using. And yet, here we are. So that the stream title. Oh, just one more stream, and I'll have this fixed. That might be a lie. It might yet again be a lie. Oh dear. Okay. Well, it's time to. Yeah. Oh, close that window. Let me get rid of that. And remove. Yep. Cool. Just one more stream. Just one more stream. I can fix it. Just one more stream. Yeah. No, I can. I can fix it. Right. Indeed. Totally unforeseeable. This is good though. Like I'm testing my code more thoroughly because it wasn't a convenient way to this is the worst part. The only reason I'm using X11 at all is because I want a bit okay, when I run this command, right, it builds the thing, and if it works, it closes the existing window and runs the new window. But of course, when you do that, if you're just sharing an individual window in OBS because you don't want to share your whole desktop, then OBS says, oh, I've lost the connection to the window, and then that's it. You would have to tell your Wayland compositor, hey, allow this window to be shared again, and you'd have to do that every time, and it would be really annoying to do. So what you are seeing on here, up in that corner of the stream, that is a Zephyr window. So I start Zephyr, I allow OBS to see Zephyr. All right, I tell my Wayland compositor, yes, you can share this window with OBS, and that stays around, and that is also why part of the command is this. Session type is X11, display is :10, because Zephyr is on :10. So it's because I care about the stream being enjoyable to view and not a pain for me to run. That is why I was using X11. That's why I was using Zephyr. So now I have to deal with this. Apparently there is a way of doing this with a Wayland compositor. I should probably just fix the bug though. So, where's the bug going to be? I reckon the bug is probably inside the shader. But what could be different? What could possibly be different between these two? So the thing that is supposed to... Oh, hang on. There is one thing that's annoying me. Let me connect. So, you may have noticed I've added some more debug stuff. Okay, the whiteface, that is 04. So rock 04. The center faces, when they're visible, now have those little arrows on them that say which direction, what color should be seen in each direction. Because I was struggling to figure out how to indicate what is the proper orientation of the center tiles. Well, now I figured out how to do it. The answer is you point to the adjacent things and indicate what colors they should be. I've also I've done something a little bit silly in that in a hack that I did to try and make the contrast better on those arrowheads. I've ended up making the orange look like yellow. Which is a problem, slight problem. Anyway, that's not the most important bug right now. Let me turn that off again. The most important problem right now is that this isn't working. So, somewhere here, right, so this is the magic. If I put that there, I would expect that to always render every tile in its current color. But it's not doing that. Okay. So... Oh, wait a minute. Is it just... Hang on a minute. Is it that I'm not setting an initial color? Ooh! Okay. Aha! Right. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I probably... Oh, yeah, I can set that to 1. Right, and I don't actually need that to happen there. Right. So, interesting thing that we've learned. If you do not set the frag color output of your shader before doing frag color plus equals something, through Wayland, that's not a problem. But through X11, that might be a problem. I don't know why. I don't know what exactly is different between the two. I wonder if... let's go and read some OpenGL docs, shall we? OpenGL default frag color. Okay, here's the Khronos wiki. System inputs, outputs. Come on, where is it? What? Diffuse color. How does my output called frag color? Oh, wait, hang on. T frag color. Why do I have why do I have two different colors? Why do I have T frag color? Because I wanted the alpha channel separately for some reason. Does that make sense? I'm not sure it does. Why have I done it that way? What would that achieve if it was uninitialized? So I suppose the fundamental issue is the output was not initialized. OpenGL default shader output value, maybe? Is that a thing? Oh, here's a Stack Overflow answer. Right. I've hit some undefined behavior. This seems to be referring to textures in particular. Any colors or color components associated with a fragment that are not written by the fragment shader are undefined. Right. There's the problem then. Right. So, always write values to your shader outputs. That's the lesson we've learned today. So now, an hour into the stream, an hour is a good amount of time for dealing with technical issues, right? Well, this was not really a technical issue. This was me doing something silly with my shader code. Now that we've done that, now that we have eliminated the undefined behavior, or at least some of the undefined behavior from this shader. The next thing to do is this to-do item. To do, animate these faces. So, what we need to do is, currently some of the faces just turn black when they're supposed to be animated. That is a problem that I need to fix. So, we're going to fix that. And the way that we're going to fix that is that FL coord value, we are going to add to it, is it a vec2? I can't remember. For now, no, I think it's a vec3. Is it vec3 or is it vec2? No. It is a vec2. Let me get rid of that one. Oops. Hello, welcome to the stream. We've just finished debugging a very silly mistake that I made. It made my shaders not work at all. And now we're finally animating the sides of a face that twist. So, strap in. So let's call this FL coord A equals FL coord plus blah. Right, so this is going to definitely be completely wrong, but should do at least something amusing. Hey, there we go. All right. So, oh, that's really fun. I love the one where it's just the whole edge is sinking into the inside the cube. That's pretty funny. Okay, so clearly these are being animated, but not in the right way. Yeah, ship it. That's it. It's perfect. So, problem 1. We need to... So each one of these... This is where this animation gets tricky. So I'm going to be slightly lazy. It's... So when we... Blah, blah, blah. When this twist happens, so like, for example, that face there, when I twist this like that, then the next face along comes into that position. So there's 2 other colors in between this one and the next one. And that is true for the corners and the edge pieces, because the corner has 2 colors on it. So what I need to do is not just slide the old color out, but also slide the new color in, but also slide those 2 extra colors through that cell. The 2 easiest ones to do are slide the old color out and the new color in. So let's do that. Well, we're already sliding the old color out. So let's render again. But instead of this base color, I think I already compute, yeah, prev underscore base. So we want to slide the previous color out, slide the new color in. So we're going to have an A2, which is going to be 1 minus U and impos. So this should now slide 1 out and 1 in. Oh no, it slid them both in the same way. Okay, that's wrong. 1 minus UN impos. Because of course I forgot to use that. Wait, so the one that's sliding in is A2, and that is the new color. Yeah, so this is going to slide 1 color out and a new one in. But they need to slide in not opposite directions, of course. Right, so let's think about this. In the time it takes to do one full cycle of the animation, which is where unImpos goes from 0 to 1, I need to slide this not just by 1 unit, but by 1, 2, 3 units. So I need to multiply by 3. So let's do that ahead of time. unImpos times 3. Is that right? Yeah. Let's call that anim. Oops. So that's that. I then need to do, so the one that slides out slides away by 3 steps, fine. The other one I needed to slide in, but that slides from the wrong direction. So I need to invert this? Is that how that works? So I think now we should see the old one slide out, a little gap, and the new one slides in. Oh no, it just jumped in. Okay. If I do that, okay, it's gonna slide out, but then the new one is gonna slide in from the same direction, isn't it? Oh no, it's not sliding in at all. Oh no, what am I doing wrong? And in position times 3. A2 base. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, yeah. That needs to be that now. Okay, but this is still going to be wrong, but in a different way. And slide that in. Yeah, but that slides in the wrong way, I think. Yeah, that still slides in the wrong way. So I need to... Oops. Still need to invert that. Do you have to start at 2 with the new one sliding in? So it's done at 3. No, I need to start at -3 and then add the animation value to it. Yeah, there we go. So that it ends up at 0, because 0 means it's in the center of that face. Hello, thanks for the good luck. We've had some pretty bad luck so far in the stream. I discovered some undefined behavior in the OpenGL API. That was fun. You should always initialize the outputs of your OpenGL shaders, it turns out. FYI. Okay, so obviously they're all in the wrong positions. One of them slides out, another one slides in. We should have also 2 more in between. So we've got that one. Hang on, let me label these. So this is previous color, slides out. Next color, slides in. And in between, we want, oops, 2 intermediate colors slide through. So we want another one of these called A3, another called A4, and they're going to look a bit like these. 3 and 4. Whoops! Vim moment. A4. Right, now these ones, they're never going to be center tiles. Oh no, they might sometimes be center tiles. They're never going to be... Wait a minute. Oh, that's complicated. I'm gonna render them the same as the current tile. How did you learn GSL and modern graphics stuff? Ooh, there's a really fun question. So, the the fun answer, which is mostly the right answer, at EMF Camp in 2022. Oh, this is a really fun story actually. At EMF Camp in 2022, that was when I took Giant Rubik's Cube version 1, photo down below. There was a workshop called, what was it called? I can't remember what it was called. It was in the Field FX tent. For those that don't know, Field FX is a demo party that happens at EMF Camp. Hopefully it's going to be on again this time. I don't see why it wouldn't be. They did a workshop that was how to do shader coding. You could bring a laptop along, and it was presented by a demo scener who's called Evil, with I think 4 V's. Evil. He's really cool. He has an energy that is impossible to match, which is wonderful. He kept saying things like, how does this maths work that creates a sphere based on a bit of maths? I don't know. I just copy and paste it from the internet. Here's a website where you can copy and paste little bits of shader modeling code for if you want to do ray marching and shaders. But yeah, he explained the concept of a shader and basically, yeah, how to do some simple stuff and then how to do some ray marching, which is the more fancy stuff. I've never actually tried doing ray marching. It's a slightly more advanced technique. Yeah, it always seems like deep magic to me, but I write compiler bits for fun. Yes, yeah, compilers are also a different kind of deep magic. So I think the thing that demystified shaders for me was understanding that the program runs once for every pixel, and the inputs to the program are automatically interpolated over your input space. Once you understand that, so you'll, for example, when I'm rendering this one cell of this cube, I do a transformation on the input coordinates that I get, which are already interpolated across the whole screen, right? It'll tell you, oh, you're now rendering at 0, 0. You are now rendering at 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, right? It won't necessarily be in pixel space. By default with OpenGL, you just get 0 on one edge of the screen and 1 on the other, or 0 in the middle, and you get -1 to 1. I can't remember. Anyway, point is, you get a value that interpolates across the space that you are rendering. If you are rendering a particular primitive, is that what they call them these days? Triangle. It'll tell you not just the interpolated position, but also normal values and color values if they're all interpolated. Anyway, point is, you're writing a program that runs once for every pixel on the screen. And you get told where that pixel is and all the information you need to know about that pixel. So for example, I can actually show you some code. Wouldn't that be a fun idea? There's actually 2 stages to this shader, which is pretty normal. The first one just computes what pixel I'm on for me. And that's the main input that I care about in here. I don't actually care about any other inputs, so that's the only thing that's being interpolated for me. All the rest of these are always the same, actually, for a given render. And then this is the thing that I have to put a value into. Well, no, actually, this one. This is just a bit of magic, but don't worry about that. But yeah, once that makes sense, you kind of, you figure out how to do things like, okay, here's some code that renders a tile. Like, there is no, I don't have like a texture that is a blue tile and another one that's a green tile or anything. I just have a list of colors. Well, the base colors actually provided by the main program, and I index into that, and then I do some maths, and where is it? There, that. You can ignore all this because that's just the debug mode where it draws an arrow. But that is all the maths you need to do to generate one tile. The bulge function is pretty simple as well. I can actually show you what it looks like if I change this. So if, for example, I wanted a less of a square, a little bit more circular, I can do less of this, and there we go, it's almost a circle. This will probably look a bit more diamond shaped. Ooh, no. Oh, of course, because that's... Anyway, you get the idea. Or at least I hope you do. I hope that helped. There we go, back to normal. Right, so, where was I? Yes, I was busy trying to make some extra colors slide through this space. So A3 and A4. Right, so in this case, I want to start by subtracting 1 and then 2 from the thing. And for now, I will pick color 0. I don't know, is it called Cols? Yeah, that one. So we should now get the animation on those faces should now be, yeah, 2 other things scroll through, and then the final color arrives in its place. Okay, so they all turn white and then turn a different color, and they're all moving in the wrong directions, but that's fine. We're going to fix all those problems next. I suppose the direction is probably the easiest one to fix, maybe. Because I do now know on. Because I do know the orientation of every face. So I should be able to... Yeah, that's kind of surreal. I should be able to figure out which direction to go in based on that. Does it correctly on one of the faces and incorrectly on 2 others? Yeah, it's only correct by coincidence. I think what I need to do is rotate. So the main thing I want to be able to do is rotate the animation. So this here. So these are all yeah. Let me first rotate FL Quad. Correct by coincidence, the best kind of correct. Better than technically correct. People usually think is the best kind of correct. Yes, correct by coincidence. Like a clock that has stopped. It's correct twice a day by coincidence. Okay, so I would like this. But this I need to extend to be a vec3. Oh, I think there is another thing that really helped me understand how to write shader code. And that is a video by Numberphile. Not enough data provided. Oh yeah, it's this constructor. No, not Numberphile. Computerphile. I think it was pretty shortly after they span off from Numberphile. They did a video about graphics programming. It was about how you can take a vector and a matrix and multiply them together to transform the vector into a different vector. And if you construct your matrix carefully, you can do a rotation or a translation or a scaling. That was actually incredibly useful as a thing. I think that's worth understanding if you're getting into graphics programming, especially if you want to do low-level stuff like shader coding. I guess I should, now that I've promised all that, I should find a link to the video, shouldn't I? It just goes through the math. It doesn't really talk that much about like OpenGL or shaders or anything like that. But it is still very good. So let's see if I can find it. The true power of the matrix. The true power of the matrix. Ah, I see what they're going for. I think this is the one. Here we go. There we are. If you want to understand graphics programming, that's a good video to watch. I love the intro quote about the pan-dimensional trickery. Because you have to add, this is the pan-dimensional trickery I'm doing right here. I'm having to add this extra 1 here. So I'm transforming some XY coordinates. I'm rotating them by multiplying them by a matrix, a rotation matrix, which actually isn't one of the operations that requires the pan-dimensional trickery. Translation does, but rotation doesn't. But regardless, it's the same size matrix, so I have to expand FL coord to be a 3 vector, multiply it by the matrix, reduce it again to a 2 vector. Anyway, that's more detail than you need. Well, more than you need from me anyway. Cool. So, yes, rotation. So that's now called FLC rot. So that's the rotated version. Oh, wait, no, I'm doing this wrong. Because I don't want to add No, I'm doing this all wrong. Because I want to add. Oh no, wait, it's more complicated than this. Because I need to rotate each one individually. After that transformation. So I need to do the rotation. Yeah, I need to rotate each one of these. So let's make these all vec3s. Like that. No, is that what I want to do? Oh no. Now I have to actually think about the maths. I want to take each one of those. I want to rotate it after I've translated it, I think. Yeah, that's right. So I have done the translation. So now I need to do the rotation. Fine. I think this is correct. So now mat3 rot equals rotate. So this is going to be not the right amount, but this should at least look different, and then we'll know if it's working. So what a times rot dot xy. I think so. Now one of them should be going in a different direction. No, that didn't help. Welcome what a times rot. Yeah. So the one that leaves should be leaving in a different direction, but it's not. I suppose perhaps I want to use rotate all those ahead of time. What if we're going to make these all vec3? Use dot xy. But I need to put in here a 1 and then multiply by rot there, which is going to be that. Instead of doing it there. Is that going to be a better way of doing it? Maybe. And then I can take the xy there, make these all vec2s again. I can remove these bits. Although, I don't know which way they were going before. Ah, okay. I think that is different. Yes, that's definitely different. Okay, cool. So now, do I want this to be subface rotation times pi over 2? Not root, def rot. I don't think that is what I want. No. Ooh. Ooh, that's fun and differently wrong though. I like that. secret name for this stream is actually how many wrong ways can I animate a cube twisting? The answer is quite a lot. So the orientation in this case will depend on... Oh, you know what? This looks really, really wild with the calibration arrows on. Wow. So what is it that's going to determine the correct rotation? It's going to be different for each face. Do we ever have cases where there's one face that gets it right and the others don't? Oh, that one looks quite good. But obviously it's wrong. Well, correct by coincidence. You know what, maybe we should focus on getting the colors correct first, because then it'll be more easy to see what's supposed to be happening. I think I'll do that. So, thing I need to do is figure out, based on this particular subface, I want to know which two colors are between this one and the next one. That's not trivial, is it? So for example, 0, 1. Face 0, 1, if we're turning the back clockwise, is going to become 4, 5, but in between that it needs the colors from 0, 2 and 4, 2. How do I calculate that? I need to know... Do I know? I think I do. No, I don't. I know. Oh, yeah. So I need to access the previous colors. That's fine. Have access to those. But I need to know where the... Basically, I need to be able to draw a line on this diagram and know what cells it goes through. How do I calculate what the previous color is? So I've got uprev colors. J. Right, that's just the previous... Yeah, it just knows the previous color for this particular face. So I'm going to have to look up in the previous colors map the values of the two intermediate faces, subfaces. The way that I do that is with another big map that's just passed into the shader. Another big array provided in a uniform. I don't know. I feel like there should be some clever algorithm for doing that. That top face twist does look pretty good. Well, would do if the colours were correct. It's funny because it kind of looks like, it doesn't look like a regular cube at all, because it can't, because it's not actually twisting. But I do like how it kind of looks like the faces get almost ripped off of where they're supposed to be as it twists, and then suddenly line back up when it's finished twisting. Is this something that's easier to compute outside the shader? Maybe it is. But I'd have to compute it for every face that moves. No, would I? I want to compute it for every face? Just the faces that move? I don't know. Oh, you know what? I think I've just realized the rotation of the face for the edges, the rotation direction is always going to be fixed. Right? Like, to animate, if I twist the top of the cube, then to animate this edge, it's always going to be sliding, you know, that way or that way. So there's only two possible directions that I would ever need to animate that in. How do I pick the right one? Obviously, there's four possible options for the rotations, because they're in 90-degree increments. I need to pick two, and I need to pick the right two. But then I need to pick the right one within those two when it comes time to animate it. And this I have not given enough thought to yet. I'm now procrastinating by solving this cube. This is why this code isn't written yet. So I keep getting distracted when I pick up this cube. Oops. No, wait. I should be able to derive the direction to animate in from the information I have already, from these arrows. But that's not quite right. So I'm able to render them correctly. Those ones are always going to the left. Do they always go... They're always going up the screen. That's what's happening. Yeah, okay. Whereas, really, the edges should always be going to one side or the other, based on. Yeah. Okay. I think I understand what needs to happen with the edges now. So, if it is an edge. I'll apply this to all of them for now. So this rotation amount is going to be based on... Yeah, I think it does need to be based on SF rot, right? Does this get all of the edges moving in the direction of their arrow? No, it doesn't. Oh no, maybe it does. Hang on. No, that's moving in the opposite direction to the arrow. That's moving in the same direction as the arrow. That was moving in the same direction as the arrow. That was moving in the opposite direction to the arrow. Okay. So that doesn't consistently orient it in the direction of the arrow. Because SF rot is used for different purposes. I do provide it there. Yeah. But I have enough. How does the render tile function know what direction to point the arrow in? It's using SF rot, isn't it? Rot plus 1 times pi over 2 plus 1. Ooh, okay. Do I need to add one here? I wouldn't expect that to work, though. Because already we've got inconsistencies. It's not consistently wrong. It's just wrong. So those ones are now moving sideways. And those ones are as well. Oh, no, maybe that does solve it. The edges are moving correctly? Yeah, not necessarily in the right direction, but in the right axis. Okay, so now for the corners, one of the corners is correct, the other corner is not. Which makes sense, because those will have different orientations that are off by 1. So, for one of the corners, Ooh. Which one, though? So one of the corners is going the wrong way. But how do I know if it's one of the corners that should go the other way? So you went, well, I suppose I don't need those brackets if I'm doing that. Okay, so that's the normal angle. If this is a corner and something, then add 1 to the angle? Yeah, I know. Oh, what is the other condition? What is it? So when I rotated the green face, the red face looked correct, except for subface 6, I think? Yeah, subface 6 specifically. Okay. But it's not always 6, it's going to look wrong. Because in that case it's 0 that's wrong. Because it's a different face. Right. So it's a question of which faces it's adjacent to. So it's going to go in the opposite direction if, whoops, it's on the left. Yeah. So if you're looking at the face, so that's the face that's twisting. You're looking at this face. The left corner is going to be wrong. And the maths that figures out which corner is the left corner is complicated. Hang on, let me just check if any of these messages was important. Ooh, email from EMF about the CFP. Although I think it's a general email rather than a response to mine. Yes, CFP is now open. Ooh, and I have a gold sponsor already. Excellent. Yes, you've also got the CFP email. Great. Yeah, I've submitted my CFP for the cube. Unfortunately, it includes a line about, I don't actually have enough LED panels yet. Could you help? I've just noticed a fun new issue. The logic that I have been applying so far only works for the outer twists. The slice ones, like that, it doesn't work for those. Because it sees, oh, this is an edge, and it tries to slide it that way, which is not a thing. There's so much that's tricky about these animations in particular. Okay. I need a text editor open so that I can make some notes. So, am I going to have to just... Right, so suppose face 2 twists. That's the left face, currently yellow. Then on the surrounding faces, which are 0, 1, 3, and 5, the ones that will be twisting incorrectly are 6 on face 0, also 6 on face 1, 2 on face 3, and it's difficult to visualize face 5, but I think it's 2 on face 5 as well. So that's am I gonna have to manually compute that for every face? I think I might have to. How big is that? How big would that data structure be? I've got 6 faces that I can twist. Well, no, actually, because I have the fake faces for doing the other slice twists, I actually technically have 9 different twists I can do. 9 twists. Each one affects 12 faces. So that's 9 times 12. For each one, I need to know what direction to move in. Which will need to be relative to its specified rotation according to the thing. So it's an offset value rather than a fixed value. That's fine. 9 times 12. Is that it? It's just a data structure of size 9 times 12. That's not too bad. What is that? Like 108 elements? Might have to manually write that out though. So this is wrong. Let me just fix that. It's annoying me. There we go. Each one. How many bits will there be in each one? 2? because there's 4 possible directions to move in. Yeah, that makes sense. So 2 bits for each one of the 12 items. So I could, if I'm feeling like prematurely optimizing this, fit each one inside a 32-bit integer. So 9 32-bit integers. That's another 9 32-bit integers moving from the CPU to the GPU per frame. That's not too bad. I can do that. But actually, I would want to do... Well, no, I'd want to do the whole cube at once. 9 32-bit integers. But I can just do that... No, not 9 32-bit integers. No, it would be 9 32-bit integers. 1 per face. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. So, get ready for some incredibly exciting content. This is going to be... We manually type a whole bunch of numbers. Are you ready for this? Right. Let me add... Here we go. Let me show you this. Right. How do I escape the selection? I can't. Wah. Okay. That'll do. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Right. Whoop. Ah! That's not what I wanted. Okay. Right. So, get excited. It's text editor time. We're going to be writing a lot of numbers because I now need to manually write down. So, if the left edge is twisting, there's... Oh no, it's more than I thought. Actually, it's more than I thought. It includes because I don't just need to know 12 directions. I need to know which 12 faces are included. Which I think I do already know. I do already know if a face is included. But can I derive an index in the range 0 to 11 based on that for the faces that are included? I don't think I can. So I think this is going to be a more complicated data structure than I'd like. But sometimes that's what you have to do. So I have... Oh, you know what? Did I take some notes like this already? I know, because this is almost the same as the adjacent, the data structure that says what's adjacent to the current thing. Yeah, maybe what I want to do is add to that data structure. Yeah. So that is the data structure that I'm talking about. Let me move it so it's fully on the screen. There we go. This thing here, it seems like just a random set of numbers in the middle of my code. But this thing tells me for a given face. No. For a given what is it? For a given how do I use this? New adjacent. For a given face and subface, is it adjacent to a particular face? Yes. That's what it does. And the way that it does it is I take the face, multiply it by 9, because there's 9 subfaces per face, add on the subface number, and that is an index into this list of numbers. And each one of these numbers has 2 bits set. I can't remember, why is it 2? Why is it not sometimes 1? Anyway, a particular bit being set means that is adjacent to that face, the face whose face number is the bit that's set. So it's essentially a complicated way of having a matrix of 6 by... No, is it 6? Oh no, that's why there's 2 that's set. It's 9 by 45, or is it 54? Did I do all of them? Yeah, I must have done all of them. No, did I do all of them? So I've already started to forget how this data structure works, and I'm about to introduce a way more complicated data structure. But I think it's necessary. I don't think there is a simple algorithm to figure out, because of the nature of the layout of the cube. There's not enough symmetry in the numbering of the subfaces to be able to do what I need to do. I know that the adjacent faces are always going to be in the order 0, 1, 2, or 2, 5, 8, or 6, 3, 0, or 6, 7, 8, 0, 3, 6. I got the orders wrong. Never mind. But I don't think I can compute. Yeah, it does just need to be one big nasty array with all of them in. Tell you what, I'm going to think about better ways to do this while I take a 5-minute break to refill my water bottle and maybe have a snack. Maybe I'll come up with a better way of doing this. If not, after this short break, we're about to be writing down a lot of numbers. I will be back in a minute. Alrighty. Ooh. Slight delay on re-enabling the audio there. Hello, I'm back. I had to think. I couldn't come up with a better way of doing it. So we're writing out a bunch of numbers. Let me hide the text editor for now, because in order to make it easy to do this, I'm going to have to stop this cube from spinning. So let's go for the idle device. And I'm going to have to... Oh, excuse me. Going to have to be able to manually turn it. Which I can kind of do here. Oh, that's out of sync. There we go. But, oops, it skips the animation, as you can see. So that's the first thing I'm going to have to fix, so that I can actually write out this huge array of what goes in what direction. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to modify this program so that it knows. So obviously it has a twist command, but it assumes it knows better than the service program what happens after that twist, which it doesn't normally. So I need to be able to put it in a mode where it trusts the service layer to do the twist. That way it can do the animation. This anim thing is not useful, because that doesn't do what I want. So, what should we call this mode? I guess what I want is a command called twist mode. I guess we'll have client twist mode and server twist mode. Client mode, so what's happening in the client? State sync to the server. Whereas in server twist mode, this happen on the server, and the resulting state is synced from the server. Let's reword that slightly. The raw state is sent to the server. Raw state is pulled from the server. Cool. Yes. So, twist mode client, twist mode server. Let's put it in here. So we're going to have a command. It's going to look something like this, called twist mode. Twist mode requires one parameter. That parameter is match args. Is it called args? 0 with client. One's going to be client, the other one's going to be server. Oops. And then also anything else is an error. Println P. Unknown twist mode. A. Okay. So the command. Well, no, this is purely a local thing. So I need some state inside the client so that it knows which mode it is in. Let's get rid of all of this, 'cause that's irrelevant. Let me just check this works first. Oops. Just mode client. That should say unknown. Yeah, cool. Good. Okay. So, where should I put this? The user input event. Yeah, so probably here. Let twist mode equal. And by default, let's go for client. Let's have an enum called twist mode. Do I need a semicolon after it? I don't think I do. Client server. Twist mode is client. Twist underscore mode. So in here, twist mode equals twist mode client. And in this one, server. Okay, so now here, the thing that we do so this is what happens in client mode. So let's do match twist mode. Twist mode client. Do that. Whereas in server mode, we want to let does sync state happen? Ooh. What kind of object is that? Oh, that's something in, right, client.rs from GUI. Sync state, yes. So there should also be a thing to say. It's a bit messy because of the way I put the commas in. I should also have a thing here called twist, which it's now very overloaded because actually there's already a thing called twist. Yeah, it's a very overloaded word in this code base, unfortunately. Twist. And I think if I try and run this now, I should get, ooh, various errors. Oh, yeah. Nope. Here. Yeah. There's the brackets. Suppose I should put those in as well. Variant or associated item not found in twist mode. What? Lies. Twist mode. I've defined it wrong, that's why. Okay. Ah, yes, that needs to be mutable. And then twist. Ah. This has come back to bite me, finally. There's too many things called twist. Twist is a variant, not a module. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give it a different name. I'm going to call it... do twist. Since it's a command that comes from the GUI, I'm going to call it do twist rather than twist. And it should... Yeah, there we go. Okay. So in client.rs, around line 688. Oops. So in here, I need, if I have a twist, called T. No. If I'm told to do a twist called T, I can add to the command queue. The command shall be called do underscore twist, which needs to be a string, and the argument will be do I not have anything that sends a twist already? I don't think I do. But I do have a way of serializing a twist. Pretty sure. So let's just use that. It's going to be t.toString. And on the other end I should be able to use twist from string. Does that work? Yeah. Right, do I have to unwrap on that? No, I don't. Okay. Cool. So now, twist mode server, twist F. Interestingly, I don't get a warning about an unknown command. That's curious. Fine. Unknown command. Oh, so it should reply. Okay, so it sends a reply saying there's an unknown command. Fine. Okay. Which presumably the client just ignores. Oh well. Right. Twist. No. Do twist. I think. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Do underscore twist. And... oh. Wah! Do twist. And we're expecting one argument. So let's do something like that. That should be one. Now it's going to be let T or twist from string, I think it is. Is that right? Let's just try that. This might do something sensible. Nope. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's do an if let. Ooh, I love a good if let. If let OKT equals blah. Then print blah. Otherwise, Let's do bad argument response message. Okay. Result. Oh no, there we go. Cool. That does implement that. All right. So, client, twist mode, server, twist F. Nope. Oh, wait a minute. Have I completely forgotten to actually implement this in here? I think maybe I have, haven't I? Twist mode, twist. Yes, I left this as a to-do. Wah! Sender.send, twist, no, do twist. I need to pass the twist here as well. Twist from string. Oh, but I can do multiple twists, can't I? Ooh, Peta.cube.twists. Ah, how does that function work? That's probably in cube model. Yeah. Ah, seek from string. Okay. Nice. Let's just do that then. So here I can do this. I can use apparently argstra does the right thing. And again I can do if let OK t equal blah blah blah. Then send each of those across to the thing. Do twist t. Else print ln p invalid twist sequence. Okay. Now, oop. Use vernacular type twist. Yes, cube. Ooh. Wait, which type do I want? Cube model. I think. Yeah. Okay. Right. Connected. Twist mode. Server. Twist. F. F. There we go. Okay. I then also need for this. I think there is a yeah, get underscore state, which I think in here. No, in the client. Do I have a way of sending get state? No, I do. Ah, get state. There we go. So I have sync state and I have get state. So I should do get state after each twist, after all of the twists. Like that. What was the other thing I needed to do though? Make this actually do the twist. Do twist. Here we go. Right, rather than just printing it. So it's probably going to look like... Yeah, so in set state, I send a client event into twist. Let's send... is there a client event called twist? That'd be good. I suspect there isn't. Where is client event defined? 78. Ah, apply twist. Oh, but it wants a string. Interesting. Okay. Is that used anywhere? Oh no, to do. Okay. Fine. In that case. No, let's keep it consistent and call it do twist. I would like that to be a cube model twist. So in here, I want to do. I want to get access to the cube. Where is it? Get state. Set state. Here we go. Right, cube. Where are those used? C. Ah, yeah, okay. C and CP not deserialized. Right. So. Prev cube. How does this work? Prev cube always lags behind cube by one step, I think. Ah, yeah, there we go. Oh my, it's quite involved. Okay. That's fine. That's a device event. I want to deal with a client event called do twist. Here we go. Right. This is where the magic happens. The twist is called twist. Okay, so now I send the client event do twist when I get the do twist command, and it's called do twist. Ah, this might work. Okay. Twist mode, server, twist, F. Hey! Nice. Okay. It is now possible to manually twist the cube and to see the animations play out. This is good. I'm curious what happens if I do lots of these in a row. Does it queue them all up? No, it just does. It just applies. Yes, the animations are still wrong, but at least now I can choose what animation I look at next, rather than just having the test cube randomly apply twists. So this is good. This is very useful. And now, now comes the really exciting part. We make the text editor visible again. Here we go. All right, prepare for some very exciting content. So what do I want to do first? Let's do the up face. Right, so if I twist face 0, I need to know the list of face and subface numbers. Yeah, so each one of these is going to be a face and a subface. Let's start with face 1, subface 0. And then I want a rotation value, which, I don't know, for this one, let's make it 0. Well, for all of them, let's make it 0 for now. So let me put that. No, that's fine. Let me put that in the clipboard. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of these. 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. And then moving on, there's going to be 4, 0, 4, 1, 4, 2. I think I am going to have to optimize the representation of this somewhat later on. Then the back face, 3, also 0, 1, and 2. Okay, now this one's quite easy because it's just 0, 1, and 2 every time. 3, 1, 3, 2. This is the exciting content I was talking about. This is writing out lots of numbers. The stream. 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Cool. Right. That is one face done. I have 8 more to go because of the 3 fake faces. Okay. Oh, no. Not that one. I wanted to undo that twist. Oh, no. I've scrambled it. What have I done? Wait, I can solve this. Yeah, I know why that twist didn't animate correctly. The text editor is Gedit. I presume that's how I'm supposed to pronounce it. I have heard some people pronounce it as Gedit, but it is the GNOME text editor. Okay, top face. I wanted to do it in the other direction. Never mind. I could have just typed solved and it would have resolved that for me, but you know, I gotta keep myself entertained while I'm writing out large amounts of random numbers. I might actually haven't used it in 18 years. Wow. It hasn't gotten any better in that time. No, it probably has. It probably has. It's fine. It's an adequate text editor. It has, as with all of GNOME recently, it has been ad-weighted, which is, that's a verb that I made up. GNOME, I don't know why. GNOME has decided that I'll type it in the chat. Ad-weighted, as in libadwaiter. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Libadwaiter is like the fancy new GNOME thing that does these buttons in the toolbar, and it does a bunch of other stuff, like this fancy pop-up menu that has these things. It's the new fancy look and feel of all of the GNOME stuff. And I kind of miss when the menus were here, especially in, oh my god, Meld. Have you used Meld for merging, for resolving merge conflicts in Git, or in anything else, to be honest? It used to be really convenient, and there was loads of buttons on the button bar, and so you could just click on a change. No, click on one of the panes, and I'm pretty sure the button was right there in the toolbar. It'd say merge all from left, and it would do it. But now you have to go into a menu kind of like this one. There's a 3 bars menu, and you've got to go into a sub menu, and then you have to click on merge all from left. I don't like it. It's too many clicks, and there isn't a keyboard shortcut for it either. Like, they could just add a keyboard shortcut. That would make it bearable. But why did they have to remove all of the buttons? I don't know. Apps that use libadwaiter, they look pretty, but I think they have sacrificed some usability for the prettiness, and I would prefer they didn't. It is the thing that annoys me most about GNOME. And if anything's going to turn me into a KDE user, it could be that. It could well be that. Anyway, okay, so we now have that one. I think what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to put a placeholder. As a Mac user, I can't imagine using a platform where usability is sacrificed for supposed prettiness. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do here is for all of these other ones, I'm going to have, let's just do 0, 0, 0. Let's have that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are just going to be placeholders for now. I'm not actually going to sit here and type out all of these until I've got that first one working. It'll be easy to test now. I can do an arbitrary twist. Oh, they forced everyone to update to iOS 26 today. Oh no. Yeah, this annoys me. Security patches are important, and when they force you to update to a version of the OS you don't want. I have a MacBook. I have a one of the original M1 MacBook Airs, which I got for free, would you believe? Brand new. It doesn't have enough disk space on it to upgrade, so I've been stuck on an old version for a while because anytime it tries to do the update, it fails. So I don't know, I haven't turned it on for a while. I stopped using it quite a while ago. Anyway, right, so we now have this. And what I'm going to do with that is turn that into, okay, we're going to do some Python programming now. Let's call this twistors. So here is a brand new Python program called twistors, and it's gonna know a thing called dirs, which is that. Oh, it's gonna need comma at the end of each one of those. Okay, let's just make sure that works. Cool. So Um, I now need to turn this into something that is convenient to pass into my OpenGL shader. I'll tell you what, let me hide the text editor so that you actually see what I'm doing under there. I need to, turn this into one big array that somehow represents this data and makes it convenient to look up. Let me remember what format's going to be useful. So I know, here. So things I know about my current face. Not this one, the one in the shader. I know its face number and its subface number, which are the first two entries in there. So I need to, so I should turn that into an index, and then I want to look up for this particular subface for a given face that's being twisted, which direction should I be going in? So what that means is, that number there and that number there, I want to index using those numbers. The number I want to look up, well, no, I want to first index with these two, then index with this one. So that is is it going to be 45? Yeah, because I don't have the bottom face. It's going to be an array of size 45 times 9. Yeah, I think it's going to be another weird bitmap thing. Okay, so the data structure that I want, let's call it data map. Initially, it's going to be a whole bunch of zeros. 45 times 9 of them. No, because I'm going to do every one of the faces, so it'll be 54. Well, let me write it out in full. 9 times 9 times 9 times 9. Wait, no, that can't be right. Oh no, it is. No, it's 6. It's 6 times 9 times 9. Yeah. Okay. Right. So we have a big list of zeros for now. But what we're going to do is for twist face, comma, adjacent in does.items, face, subface, dir equals adjacent. The index is going to be the face times 9 plus the subface number. I then additionally want to index by the twist face. So index is going to be something in the range 0 to 53. Right. So I want to take the index, multiply it by 53. And add on twist face. I think. Let's call that index 2. And then the map index 2 is going to be the direction. No. Too many values to unpack. Expected 3 got 12. Oh, yeah. For A in adjacent. Because there's more than that. Index 2. Oh! This assignment index out of range. Really? I got the number wrong. 6 9s is 54, right? So that's in the range. Oh. Well, actually, that should be 54. 6 times 9. What was the index? I've got my maths wrong. Subface is always in the range 0 to 9. Yes, it is getting very late. I will have to end the stream soon and then do another actually final stream later on. You've already alluded to that. Yes, so I'll finally finish it in the next stream. Thank you for joining. I hope you have a good sleep. Okay. 6 times 9 times 9. So twist face is in the range 0 to 9. Yeah, that's correct. Let me just print index there. 9. Okay. Oh, no. I want to do twist face times 54 plus index. I want to do that way. Yeah, okay. I think. But all of the directions are currently 0, which is to be expected. However, I happen to know that... Oh, is it that one? Well, that one might want to be a 1. Somewhere in here there should be a 1. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Great. So, now I can copy all of that into here. I can have a uniform similar to this one. Shader.u twisters.set. So that. There we go. It's quite big. I might optimize this later on. So it's going to be similar to this one. It's It's going to be called uTwisters. The size is going to be... can I do maths in here? Does it let me do that? Maybe. uTwisters. Yes, of course, that's not found in here yet because I need to add in one of those. Okay. Run. I need a semicolon somewhere. Where's that? There. And at the end of that. Oops. Okay. And then connect. Just the up face. Right. Still crazy things happen. But that's fine. So now I can look up in uTwisters. The value computed in the same way as was in here. No, where was it? Twisters. So I want to take face, multiply it by 9 and add the subface, and add that onto the twist face times 54. Right, so no, let's just do the face that's currently being twisted is called twist face. Multiply that by 54. Twist face is oops. Yeah, a uint. uTwist face. Okay. Fine. And then I want to add onto that face. No, F. Is it called F? Yes. F and SF. So I add onto it F times 9 plus SF. That wants to be 9U as well. And that should be the dir index. Twist direction according to the dir index is the thing that we want to add to the angle. Okay. So now ooh. Okay. So 1 0 yeah. Right, so I got it slightly wrong. It's not 1 2 that's wrong, it's 1 0 that's wrong. So that should be a 0 actually. And that should be 1. Is there any difference between those? Oh yeah, there is. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be a real pain to try out different numbers. So let's do that. Delete. Delete the old one. and see if this works better. Ooh. Oh, it does, but only for that one specifically. So the other two need to be twisted by 2 more, actually. So that should be a 2, and that should be a 2. Run that. Okay, I can see what's different, so I think I might just manually edit this for now until I have a better way of doing this. That connect. Hey! Okay, that twists in the right direction. But now if I do that, it still twists in the same direction. So in here, I need to do if twist is greater than 0. Angle plus equals 2. No, oh, it's u underscore twist underscore dir plus 2 u. There we go. This is either going to be correct or incorrect. Haha, it is incorrect. So I need to do, yeah, the opposite of that, which is less than 0. So there's now going to be only that part will twist the right way, but it will always twist the right way. Yay! Okay. Woo! Cool. So the next bit of this, which is making all of the other subfaces twist in the right direction according to all of the other twists, is filling in all of the numbers in this table. And so far the correct ones are these ones. Yeah, I think I'll do that between the streams rather than subject my small number of remaining viewers to some late night typing of numbers into a terminal. I thought I was going to get it all done tonight, but alas, nope. One more stream, just one more stream, and then I'll have it all done. But I think I will leave it there for tonight. That was pretty good progress. Last thing to do is just, well, once I've got all these working, the last thing to do is get the right colors in the right places, and then this thing will be ready to go and I can actually start building hardware. But yeah, thank you for joining, and I think I'm going to end there. Let me find my end stream button. Here it is. Bye bye.